Hi everyone, welcome to online yoga. So I don't know about you guys, but it feels like there's a lot happening in our world right now, and so I have been craving my yoga mat and grounding and finding some time away from the noise to check in and to restore and to reconnect with what is important and what is in here, and to align my mind with my body, with my breath. So let's make that our focus today, just finding alignment, finding connection to what is truly important and what truly matters to us. So that will come up for you hopefully during this practice. It's just going to be like a little freestyle flow experience for you. Do what you can. Please use blocks if you have some. If you don't, improvise, use a wall, use a table. I'm sure you'll figure it out. So let's begin in a child's pose. So I'm going to just take the knees nice and wide, and I'm going to place my hands onto my blocks. So that helps to create just a little more opening into the shoulders. I'll be here for about 30 seconds. As you begin to settle in, trace your breath. And pay attention to the cadence of your breath. If it's fast, if it's slow, if it's even, if it's broken up. Notice any contraction. To give your mind something to focus on by bringing your attention to your breath. Inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Do that 3 more times. And 1 more. Inhale, deep breath. Holding your breath at the top. And release. See if you can soften into any tension you feel in your shoulders and your neck and your jaw and your face. And begin to breathe in and out of your nose. And the breath can be a little bit more present, more deliberate than what you might be used to. Again, just something for the mind to anchor onto. Let's come forward to a tabletop. You're going to take your left leg, bring it out to the side. Now, how you adjust the rotation of your thighs, completely up to you. Toes up or toes forward. You're going to sink your hips back. So you're in this modified shape of a child's pose. You're going to feel a lovely lengthening sensation into the inner thigh. Adjusting your arms, putting your head down on the block. Oh yeah. Blocks, good. Just so you can create that sense of calm in your body. There's no fight or flight. It's a safe space for you to rest in, to relax into. Take 2 more breaths. Notice if you're clenching your teeth together, can you soften your jaw? Also, the back of your neck, can you find a greater sense of ease? And then slowly shift the weight forward. We'll switch sides. I'm going to share something with you while we're on this side. So right leg extends. And you can come back just a little bit. You can come back a lot. It's completely up to you. So you find your shape that you can really rest and kind of linger into. Perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Yeah, let that sit for a little bit. If you are on a massive journey right now and you are doing things that are new and unfamiliar and you're constantly finding yourself in this space of discomfort, dis-ease, and you're learning at a rapid rate. Speaking to my own experience right now, actually. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of grunting, swearing. It's going to take crying. It's going to take not knowing and then knowing. It's going to take a lot of discomfort to get to the other side, but you have the ability and the potential to do the work that needs to be done to get you to the summit. That's awesome. So yeah, let that settle in too for a bit. Let's come forward, tabletop. Move into cat-cow to warm up the spine. Any variations you love. You can turn your hands out, turn your hands in. You can do child's pose to come forward, or you can just stick with the basic movement of arching and rounding your back. Take about 10 seconds to explore the body and movement. Maybe you haven't been on your mat for a while. So I urge you to take extra time and get very curious. When you're ready, take it back into downward facing dog. I'm going to use blocks for this practice. And then either pedal the feet, bend the knees, or find stillness, or find more movement. Lengthening into the sides of your neck, digging your heels down into the mat so you feel stretch into the backs of your legs, or bending your knees and feeling greater spaciousness into the low back. And you're wrapping the triceps in towards the mat. A slight retraction of the shoulder blades to hug down towards the upper back ribs. Be a side to side so you feel the transfer of weight from right to left. And you feel this beautiful traction on the back of your neck, so you let your head be heavier. And then looking forward, bend the knees, step the right foot up, followed by the left foot. Come into a forward fold, about hip-width distance stance. You're going to wrap the hands around the elbows or the forearms and let your spine be heavy. Bend your knees to rest your belly on your thighs. Spill the weight forward and back. Again, there's an exploration of movement, seeing what the body truly needs. And notice what habitual patterns of tension show up for you. So the back of your neck is a big one, especially if you're always on a computer or your phone, or even if you just have a high stress, demanding job, or a demanding spouse, or a demanding family member. Alright, you're going to take the hands on the blocks or the floor, halfway lift, hang out for a little bit, just want to experience a long, beautiful spine. Also feel an engagement through the upper thighs so you can lengthen out into the hamstrings more. Press the feet down into the mat and away from one another so you feel an activation of the outer hips glutes, outer glutes. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees ever so slightly. Begin to roll up to the spine, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Circle the arms overhead. Brush the plant. Find a lovely stretch here as you press the hips forward and lean the spine back. Exhale, take the hands down to the heart center. Inhale, take the arms back up to the sky. Stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Try to keep the spine long. Inhale, halfway lift. Turn on the legs. Step the right foot back, followed by the left, high plank. Take a full breath in. Bring it down all the way to your stomach. Exhale. Baby cobra as you point your toes. Exhale, lower your chest, tuck your toes under, push up, high plank. And downward facing dog, exhale. And do one more, leading with the left foot, step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stack the vertebrae of your spine. Avoid the tendency to move fast. Indulge in the movement. Explore what your body needs. Hands to your heart. Breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the breath in. The left foot leads you back into a high plank. Firm up through the upper thighs. Exhale, lower all the way down to your stomach. Point the toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Press yourself up, high plank. And take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe out. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Push up plank. Downward dog, exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Cobra. Exhale. Push up plank. Downward dog. Last one. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Little baby back bend. Exhale to release. Push up plank. And downward dog. Awesome. Take your right leg up to the sky in any capacity that feels good for you. Knee to your chest, round your back. Take it back up. Inhale. Bring it forward. Exhale. Let's do a couple more. Inhale. And exhale. In and out. Holding here for 4, 3, 2. Step the right foot between your hands. Lower the left knee to the mat. Take the arms up into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Only for a couple of breaths, so you feel an opening into the left hip flexor. You can cactus your elbows for more opening into the chest. Again, especially if it's if you're heavy on the computer, heavy on the phone, or if you're just feeling like you're collapsing a little bit. Half splits, draw the hips back, straighten the right leg. Folding your torso towards the right shin. Try not to overthink this. Do what your body needs. Let sensation guide you. And then for a moment, reflect on what is important for you right now. Is it strength? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotional? All right, step into the right foot. Lift the left knee off the mat. Good, firm up through the legs. See if you can lower your pelvis just a little bit more so you deepen into a generous lunge. Hold here. Press in a little harder into the right heel. Push out harder with your left heel. Couple more breaths. So the focus here is on the legs, stabilizing the hips, energizing the thighs, and pressing out into the heels. Can you become lighter onto the blocks so the fingers or the hands lift off? Try to lift the belly off of your thigh, but keep your pelvis low for 5, 4, 3, 2. Plant into the hands, step back into a high plank. Take it down halfway. Inhale to an up dog. Exhale to your downward facing. Left leg goes up, inhale. Knee to your chest, exhale. Take it up, bring it in. Take it up, and bring it in. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, set it down. Lower the right knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Cactus the elbows if that feels good for you. Check your breath. Again, habitual tension. It's not needed, it's not required. Draw the hips back, half splits. Fold your torso in towards the shin. Yeah, maybe today what you need is not that, right? And then so the focus of today's class is to get honest with what it is you need. What it is that I'm doing, what you've seen someone else do, or what you are looking for that's outside of yourself. Get honest about what you need. So maybe it looks different. Maybe it looks similar. Two more breaths. Okay, let's bend into the left knee. So take a generous stance. Don't shorten the stance too much. Fire up into the back leg. Find activation in that right glute. Notice which part of your left foot you're pushing down a little bit harder. And can you lower your pelvis so you get into a good, generous lunge? Now press into your left heel. Push down and try to pull it back. Notice what that does in the hamstring and in the outer hip. Now push out harder with your right heel. It's like your heel is pushing up against the wall behind you. Feel that grounding sensation. And then see if we can lift the fingertips off of the blocks or the floor. And then perseverance. This new massive journey you're on might be big, but your abilities and capabilities are much bigger. Put your hands down on the blocks, step back, high plank. Exhale, come down halfway. Inhale, push the floor away. Engage into the arms, upward dog. Oh, this feels really good. And downward dog, take it back. Exhale. All right, come forward, high plank. It's going to get your heart rate up. 10 push-ups. Take it at your own pace. That's 3. That's 4. I'm lowering the knees. That's 5. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Take your right leg back up. And right knee to your chest. Step the right foot between your hands. We'll flow through the sequence we just did. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Half splits. High lunge, fingertips on the blocks or on the floor. Into arms to the sky. Into arms to the sky. You're doing awesome. Generous lunge. Get your hips lower, but don't spill out through the torso. So have a mindfulness of drawing the lower ribs in towards the top of the pelvis so you feel this containment in the core. Get your hips a little lower. All right, take your hands onto the floor, onto the blocks. We're going to come into standing splits. So readjust your positioning. I actually can record this on my Sunta. Standing splits. Yoga Pilates, let's go. Yes. We can trace my heart rate and things. Okay. What do you need in this moment? Do you need to bend the right knee? Take the hands around the calf. You need that extra little bit of challenge of balance. Do you need to grab for your back foot? Yes. Okay, look forward and then stand up. You're gonna wrap your hands around your left shin. Now what I want you to do is lean back. Lean back as far as you can. Bend your right knee and lean back. If you're still standing, wonderful. If you fell out, even better. That's you climbing your mountain. Let's hold it. And reset. Hands to the blocks, so stay in this halfway lift shape with the spine. Extend your left foot back. Now bend your right knee as much as you can. And shift the weight forward. Keep the arms straight. So if you notice, my knee is well over my toes, so that's just really challenging the range of motion on the back of my heel, ankle, calf, and it's really challenging the flexion of my ankle. Keep the left leg engaged, so don't let this get sloppy, and don't get your back get sloppy. Engage with the rest of the body, but challenge that range of motion here. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the left foot down. Take the right leg back up to the sky. Come forward into a high plank. Halfway down. Upward dog. And downward. Take it back. Beauty. Take your left leg up. Knee to your chest. Step into your low lunge. Half splits. Lunge with the right knee lifted. Fingertips on the blocks. Get your pelvis lower. And then take your arms up. Again, find the containment in your core, but let your hips come down a little bit more. What's my heart rate at? Wow, it's not that high, but I'm breathing quite fast. Good, take the hands down to the blocks. Reposition if you need to. Standing splits. Your variation. And then come up to stand, look forward to assist. Grab onto your shin and start to lean back. Bend your left knee. Lean back a little bit more. Don't hold your breath. A reset. Take the hands to the blocks. You have 3 points of contact. You're safe. Bend your left knee. Don't get sloppy in the rest of the body. Now shift the weight forward without lifting your heel. Bend your knee more. Arms stay straight. Hold this. Here for 5. Lean forward a little bit more. Don't let your heel lift up. Yes, we're just working on that range of motion. Lengthening the back of the ankle, but contracting to the front of the ankle. 3. And your hip flexor 2. This is a lot of hip flexion. 2. And take your left leg up to the sky. Inhale. And come forward, high plank. Take it down halfway. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Right leg goes up. Knee to your chest. I start with the high lunge. Take the arms to the sky. Standing splits. Adjust, reposition. Come up to stand. Hook the hands around the shin. Lean back. Lean back. How far back can you go? Come into that crouching warrior 3 position. Spill the weight forward. Test the range of motion. Now straighten your right leg and find activation along the quadricep. Straighten into the left leg. So push out with your left heel. Lower front ribs, cinch in. Okay, what you're going to do now is tuck your left knee in behind your right calf. Come down to sit. Slight modifications here to your seat. I want you to take your hands around your right calf and extend your leg in front of you. Now without lowering your leg, can you keep the leg exactly where it is, but release your hands? Doing great. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2. Step into your right foot. Bring your weight forward. It might not look pretty or sexy. That's not the point. You do you. Take your left leg up. Okay, step the left foot to the back of your mat. Lower your left knee to the floor. Kick your shin out like a kickstand. Take the block with you if you want. Take the left hand to the back. Reach your right arm overhead. All right, reset the shape. Tuck the left toes under, right leg to the sky. Bring the knee to your chest. Core work. Lower your shin to a hover. Lift it up. We're here for 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the hover for 5, 4, 3, 2. Downward dog. Exhale. Beautiful. Left leg to the sky. Knee to your chest. Step into your high lunge. First part is fluid. Standing splits. And come up to stand. Hands wrap around the right shin. Lean back. Lock your eyes on a still point. Soften into your effort. It's not all hard work. Crouching warrior. Bend your left knee, spill the weight forward. Straighten your left leg. And we hold again. Notice if you're lifting your right hip up, you want to level your pelvis towards the mat. Straighten your left leg, lengthen your spine. Soften into the fingertips that's on the block or on the floor. Ooh, heart rate's up. Soften into your habitual tension patterns. And then tuck your right knee in behind your left calf, your ankle. Come down to sit. Small adjustments. Hands wrap around the right calf, the left calf. Extend up. Easy, right? Okay, without lowering your leg, see if you can just release. Holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What's your commitment here? What's important to you? Is it your persistence? Is it your mindset? Is it your breathing? For 3, for 2, and 1. Step into your left foot. Take your right leg up towards the sky. You got it. Step the right foot to the back of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Kick it out like a kickstand. Right hand comes back. Reach overhead. Reset. Hands come forward. You got this. Take your leg up. Core, let's go. Knee to your chest. We go. 10, 9. Keep your arms straight and strong. Feel the triceps activate. 5, 4, 3, 2. And then hold. And hold the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hips back. Exhale, downward dog. Come forward into a high plank. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward dog. We're going to start our journey into a few back bends. So holding this one for about 10 to 20 seconds. I want you to focus on creating length as much as you can into the low back. So you're not just compressing, but you're trying to lift up through the belly, trying to tip the tailbone towards the backs of the calves, trying to drive the shoulder blades down the back. Engagement through the triceps, firing up into the thighs and into the glutes. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward dog. Good. Lower the knees and the shins down to the floor. We're going to come into camel, a variation of camel, but more dynamic, a little bit more movement. So taking the right hand towards the right heel or onto a block, whichever is best for you, and then stretching your left arm back. Take a breath in as you expand. And then exhale brings you back up. So you're going to go over to the left side. And then inhale again. You feel this lift and this expansion. And exhale brings you back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Push the hips forward. And exhale. Last round. Call this one circle camel. Inhale. And exhale. Last one on the left. Inhale. And exhale. Taking the hands onto either the ribs, so you lift up and tip back, or taking the hands onto the low back. You decide which works best for you. Make sure that your spine is agreeing with the shape and that you're not forcing it into something it is not ready for. And slowly come down. Take an easy seat onto the heels so that you can let the spine reset, realign. Exhale. Take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And take the hands onto the blocks. Come into downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up to the sky. And tuck the right knee in behind the right wrist. You set up for half pigeon. I want you to inch your left knee further back so that you feel a slight discomfort. You feel the stretch, but I want you to sit up this time. So it almost feels like you're doing upward facing dog in the spine. But you only have that left hip in extension. Now pushing down into the legs, maybe you bring the hands onto the ribs. And be mindful of the low back. If you have to bring the torso forward just ever so slightly to protect the lower back lumbar spine, do that. If you can lean back a little bit, you know what your body needs. Try to keep this left hip forward so you're not sitting on that right hip. Maybe you reach the arms up. And fold forward. Hands on the blocks or onto the floor. You decide which variation is best for you. Oops. If you can rest your head onto a block, that's a really good way to calm the nervous system. Soften into the jaw. Soften into the back of your neck. Notice where your awareness goes. Take 2 more breaths. And then just for a few seconds, if this is within your reach, bend into the left knee. And so you can take the right hand to the left ankle. Explore your end range. And then release it slowly. Take it back into a downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Take the left leg up to the sky. The knee tucks in behind the left wrist. Inch the right knee further back so you come into a greater range. And then hands on the blocks. Maybe that's where you stay. Or you start to bring your hands onto your ribs. You'll feel the spinal extensors kick in to keep your spine in this shape. Again, avoid sitting to the left. And keep the pelvis neutral, square your hips to the front of the mat. And you're pushing down with whatever's touching the ground to help elevate the pelvis and create a sense of lift. Again, maybe the arms extend up and you even take the gaze up. And releasing down into your fold. Allow yourself this time to relax, to be here, to focus your energy so you're on the mat, not somewhere else doing everything else but this. Creating that mind-body connection to facilitate greater presence, greater awareness, mindfulness. And let's press back into downward dog. Feeling length into the hamstrings, see if you can press your heels down into the floor. Maybe you just do one at a time if you feel extremely tight in the backs of your legs. Blocks are very helpful for this activity. Press your heels down, lift up through the thighs. Feel a length into the backs of your legs, your calves, your ankles, and your hamstrings. And press down a little harder. Spiral the triceps to the floor, create space in the neck and the shoulder area. Hold it for 5, 4. You can always walk your hands back if you need to. For 3, for 2, and release down. Exhale. Awesome work. We're going to close off with toe stand. So tuck all 10 toes under and sit back onto your heels. Usually we start the practice with toe stand, but today we're going to close with it. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Take a stretch up with the inhale. And exhale, press the hands out in front of you, round into the upper back. Inhale, lift up. Try not to move your pelvis away from your heels. I know the temptation is there. Exhale, round. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Hold this shape. Take the arms up. Inhale. Cactus the elbows. Exhale. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And take the hands down to the floor. Reset your feet by leaning back over the tops of the feet. Maybe the knees, the shins lift off the mat. Great way to stretch out the ankles. So I've been running a lot, training for a triathlon. It's still not live yet. And so running can cause a lot of tightness in your ankles and in your other joints, and also your muscles, your big muscles, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, calves. So it's important to come back to this movement, to this format of exercise, so that you can counterbalance the impact of the other sports you love to do. Awesome. Good. Please take your time to close your practice. So if you come back to down dog, if you lay down on your back for a little bit, remember what's important to you as you go into this week. And remember that your capability, your potential is so much bigger than any obstacle, than any challenge that you're faced with. You just need to believe in yourself. You need to commit. You need to be persistent. You need to allow yourself to become resilient. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to lean into your support network, your friends, your family, your teachers, your mentors. Ask for help when you need it. You don't need to do any of this stuff alone. So thank you so much for sticking with me, for supporting this online platform. You guys don't even know how much that means to me. I appreciate you. Namaste.